Today I'm going to discuss the research framework used in Van de Velde's articles and why it follows a multidisciplinary approach rather than an interdisciplinary or mixed framework. The article examines strengths-based approaches for offenders with mental illness, incorporating perspectives from multiple disciplines while keeping them distinct rather than integrating them into a single theoretical model. With knowledge drawn from an interdisciplinary framework, aims at the blending of disciplines by showing how such an approach works without necessarily incorporating their theories or methods into a unified approach. In a multidisciplinary approach, each theory and methodology continues to be relevant for its home discipline, hence considered complementary rather than integrated into a new form. Van de Velde in this article discusses strengths-based approaches as they apply to the discipline of law, criminology, forensic psychology, mental health care, special needs education, and family studies. This discussion is taken through in a manner such that each discussed herein above discipline is discussed separately, bringing in their contribution to strengths-based strategies with retention of its framework. As for instance, law focuses on human rights and procedural justice, criminology discusses desistance theory, forensic psychology discusses the good lives model, mental health care discusses recovery, special needs education incorporates quality of life measures, and family studies consider social networks and family strengths. Instead of integrating these perspectives into one coherent model, this paper presents these as a parallel vision, which is typical for a multidisciplinary approach. The article has categorically stated that such disciplines should not be seen to be small variations of the same theme, since as similar as their shift strength-based perspectives are, they usually maintain their peculiar methodologies and objectives. For instance, the Good Lives model of forensic psychology aims at enabling offenders to achieve primary human goods in a pro-social manner. The desistance perspective is criminology emphasizes on offenders' gradual movement away from criminal behavior, and recovery models in mental health care put a focus on personal growth, resilience, and autonomy. Although such fields contribute to a broader understanding of strengths-based approaches, they remain separate in their theoretical applications and reinforce the multidisciplinary nature of the study. Another important indicator as a multidisciplinary framework is how the article raises the challenges of integrating such disciplines. The author refers to this as the living apart together dilemma, realizing that while these fields do not interact and inform one another, their differences prevent full integration. The article argues that to force a singular model could be problematic due to conflicting disciplinary goals and terminologies. Instead, it advocates collaboration while preserving each discipline's methodological integrity. Other differences in these disciplines are also underlined by how they conceptualize the key ideas of risk, strengths, and protective factors. Law emphasizes human rights and procedural justice. Psychology considers cognitive and behavioral interventions. Mental health care gives self-determination and agency. While criminology looks at the external social structures that influence desistance, these distinctions confirm that the study does not try to bring these perspectives into one framework, but allows them to stand on their own. An interdisciplinary approach would mean a synthesis of these into a theoretical framework, methodological mixing, and conceptual integration into a single cohesive entity. At any rate, Van de Velde did not go this way. What they do instead is keep the fields separate but discuss them all in the context of strengths-based approaches. Secondly, the article does not follow a mixed framework approach whereby different sections may use different methods. Instead, it is consistently multidisciplinary. Each perspective complements the other without dissolving into them. In the article, Van de Velde deploy a robust multidisciplinary framework since it combines knowledge from various disciplines. Keeping the typical marks of their distinctive perspectives, the authors stress collaboration rather than integration because each of the disciplines has valuable insights to offer, but each ultimately follows its own theoretical and methodological way. The paper reinforces the notion that through a multidisciplinary perspective, one can acquire broad yet compartmentalized understanding in dealing with contemporary complex issues by discussing the strengths approach through the legal, criminological, psychological, and other perspectives without their merging. Their challenges to integrate further explain why this is best done with a multidisciplinary framework for strengths-based interventions with mentally ill offenders.